Hi, everyone. You know that feeling when your kids complain again about dinner or they roll their eyes after the lunch you've just prepared? And that's just with 3 kids. Imagine that, but times 3 million. Oi, that's what Moses is dealing with. The Jewish people are yet again complaining about food. Welcome back to Torah in 10, Parshas Bechalotcha. I'm Jody Burkell, and this week, like every week, we make Jewish wisdom come alive. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a thing. And I really do love to read your comments. So let me know what you think about today's topic. The Israelites are complaining about food. This time, though, they're not hungry. Rabbi Sack says they're bored. They complain, if we only had meat to eat. We remember the fish we ate in Egypt and the cucumbers, the melons, leeks, onions, and garlic. Apparently, the miraculous food that God rained down from heaven was not satisfying enough for these foodies. Whoa. Moses throws his hands up in the air and says to God, "Why are you doing this to me? What have I done to displease you that you put this burden of all these people on me?" He continues, and I want us to picture this. Moses says to God, "If this is what you're doing to me, and if I have found favor in your eyes, kill me now." Moses is in a very low place. We can try to relate, try to empathize with the leader in his position, as he must have felt like a failure, totally defeated, and in a state of despair. He realizes that it's much easier to take the Israelites out of Egypt than to take Egypt out of the Israelites. What's amazing is God's response. He doesn't tell Moses, "Cheer up, pull yourself together, you're bigger than this." Instead, he gives him something practical to do. God says, "Gather for me 70 elders of Israel, and I will take some of the spirit that is on you and put it on them, and they shall carry the burden of the people along with you, so you don't have to endure it all by yourself." At this low moment in his life, God, the creator of the world, is speaking to Moses as a friend. Rabbi Sack says that the Torah is teaching us that in times of an emotional crisis, in times of despair, we shouldn't be alone. We need others. This is literally a life-changing idea. It's what the sages meant when they said, "A prisoner cannot release himself from prison." This is why Judaism is so insistent on not leaving people alone at times when they are the most vulnerable. We have the mitzvahs of visiting the sick, of comforting mourners, including people who are lonely for this reason. And in times of celebrations, the mitzvah of welcoming guests is equally important. A family member just said to me the other day, "I'd also like to be included on your Friday night Shabbat dinner list." People are lonely. When we feel depressed, our natural instinct is to withdraw from people, but this only deepens our despair. We need each other, and we need to be there for each other. We're not meant to travel through life all alone. Let's try, as Jordan Peterson writes in his book, 12 Rules for Life, make friends with people who want the best for us. It's not as easy as it sounds. We need to be on the lookout for the type of friends who will encourage us, help us succeed when we need it, and in times of despair, pull us out of the darkness. Or if they can't pull us out of the darkness, then they can just sit quietly down beside us. Even more importantly, let's strive to be those people in the world. The other thing the Torah is teaching us is watching Moses bounce back from his despair is that going through challenging times is a character transforming experience. What we realize is that when we go through our challenges, and some are much more difficult than others, we are not diminished by them. In fact, it's the opposite. Even when there is a loss and we hurt, there is a gain. We become better versions of ourselves. We gain sensitivity. We gain thoughtfulness. We become more giving to others. We become more appreciative of the people and things in our lives that perhaps we might have taken for granted before. And we have become better equipped to help others going through their own challenges. In the midst of our own pain, we realize that life is not just about us, it's about others. And through turning our focus outwards, we ourselves are helped in the process. This, in the Jewish sense, is what humility is truly about. As the wise saying goes, humility is not about thinking less of yourself. It's about thinking about yourself less. When we get to this point, even if we've done so through the most bruising experience, we become stronger than we ever thought possible, like Jody 2.0. Rabbi Sack teaches us that faith is the redemption of solitude. Judaism is not about the lonely soul, it's about relationships. He says, faith is about the bonds that bind us to one another and to the author of it all. In its deepest sense, it's about friendship. What a comforting and empowering message for us all. Shabbat shalom, dear friends.